What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. Some fallout from the New York Jets loss to the New England Patriots. We had the post-game recap go up late last night. So if you haven't checked that one out, make sure to go there and get my full thoughts on this game. But I wanted to talk about a specific storyline from this game, specifically the quarterback. The Justin Fields experiment is over. Now is the perfect time for the New York Jets to make a change because they are just not competitive on offense, and it is significantly hurting your ability to evaluate the rest of this offense and the play caller too, for that matter. Justin Fields in this game had 23 passing yards at the half. His first half numbers in most of these games have just been flat out shocking. On the game in total, 15 of 26, 57.7 completion percentage, 116 passing yards. That's 4.5 yards per attempt. Did have a passing touchdown, ran for 67 and another touchdown, but lost a fumble, which set up the New England Patriots for a field goal to essentially put the game away. And I get it. There were drops mixed in, no doubt. Even if you want to do the A.D. Mitchell, the ball down the sideline on the left side, would have been a big play. Would have been a 41-yard pitch and catch. Okay, I'll give you that one. The one on the right side where he threw it over the wrong shoulder, I'm going to say it's 50-50. So I'm not going to count that one. I'm also not going to count the throw where he threw it at his feet on second down on the second drive of the game. But let's include, because I know I'm going to get the pushback, because for some reason there's still Justin Fields truthers like there were Zach Wilson truthers. We just live in this timeline where no matter how bad it gets for a Jets quarterback, you're going to have believers in this guy. It's unfathomable. It really is. Why we can't just say this player is not good enough. It's, well, I mean, the guy was awesome in college 5 years ago. So, and he runs around and can make plays sometimes, but yeah, 53 starts of massive inconsistency. We don't know. We got to keep holding out hope that he's going to figure it out. Let's include that. The worst drop of them all on the left side. Even still with that, you're looking at 16 of 26 for 157 yards. That's still only 6 yards per attempt, well below league average. He's thrown for 140 yards a game. Through 9 starts, he is averaging 140 yards per game. A 17-game pace, and he's not going to start 17 games. He already missed a game, is 2,378 yards. In 2025 in the NFL, like, that is shocking early 2000s football numbers. That, like, rushing quarterbacks in the early 2000s might give you a stat line like that, and you'd be like, that's... Man, he really struggled passing the ball this year. We're talking about in 2025 with 17 games where you have quarterbacks consistently throwing for, on the low end, 230 yards a game. The offense has had 14 points or fewer in 3 of their last 5 games. He's thrown for 120 yards or fewer in 4 of the last 5 games. You can't compete with that. If you like Justin Fields and you like how he's playing and it's everyone else's fault but his, go watch Army Navy a month from now, because that's the kind of offense that it takes to be successful. And that was the first drive of the game. And I want to give I want to give some credit to Tanner Engstrand. I thought it was a good opening script in that game. They had 14 plays, 11 of them were rushes. And one of the passing attempts was from Isaiah Williams. You're like 6th receiver. They had Justin Fields throw the ball 2 times on the first drive. You want to know why they're not letting him throw the ball? It's because they don't trust him. He's late on everything. On some of the completions even that they make. A second and a half late. A tick late. On the runs, when deciding to run. On the third down play, on the final drive. The broadcast is talking about it. They're noticing it. They're saying, like, that's one where if it's not there, just take off and go. It's drop back, hold. It's not there. Now I'm going to go. And it's too late at that point. Or drop back, hold. It's 3rd down and 12. Here's the 5-yard hitch route that I'm going to throw late and get my receiver crushed in the back on. It's like I said again, it's just not competitive, and you can't compete that way. And yes, at the same time, two things can be true. A.D. Mitchell, John Mechie, Mason Taylor, Breece Hall, that's not enough offensively. It's not a good supporting cast. I'd be the first one to tell you that's not a good enough supporting cast in the NFL. But that doesn't change the fact that the quarterback is late on throws. And when he finally does tuck it and run, it takes forever. They can't get in a rhythm offensively, really outside the opening script. And now you have a 10-day gap in between when you just played last night and Baltimore. Now is the perfect time to make a switch and make a change at the quarterback position and get a look at Tyrod. And I don't even think, Tyrod isn't all that good, but you know what? He's going to at least push the ball down the field, and he's going to take some shots. When he came in against Carolina, he threw a couple interceptions, but you know what? I'd rather watch that than the offense that has net 40 passing yards in a game. And eventually, I'm sure he's going to get hurt over the final 7 games of the year. Then go to Brady Cook after that, if that's what you have to do. And then you could see what's our UDFA quarterback that we found this year. Can he be a backup for us? Because Justin Fields is what he is at this point in his career. This isn't, hey, young player struggling. He has 10 starts under his belt. Let's give it time. He started 53 games in the NFL. That's enough of a sample size. We're talking 5 times the amount of that argument where if it's 10 starts. He started 5 times that amount. We're talking about 53 games across 3 different teams. He wasn't the answer for Chicago. He wasn't the answer for Pittsburgh. He's not the answer here. He's a very nice kid and a very good person. And I think him as a person makes him an easy guy to want to be successful. I want Justin Fields to be successful. I have nothing against the person. I think he's a very good person. Unfortunately, his play just right now just isn't good enough at the quarterback position, and it's actively hurting other aspects of the team. And you have former Jet Willie Colon on the post-game show last night saying he's not an NFL quarterback. Connor Rogers on the post-game show. The coach isn't putting the team on the, in a successful position by continuing to put this quarterback out there on the field. Guys, choosing work boots used to mean sacrificing either comfort or durability. If they felt good, they didn't last. And if they lasted, well, they wrecked your feet. Brunt thought that was BS. So they built tough boots that feel great from day one. No break-in, no sore feet, because people out there doing the real work shouldn't have to choose between comfort and durability. These are no doubt the most comfortable work boots I've ever worn. My dad owns a towing company, and whenever I go and help him out, I always wear my Brunt boots. They felt comfortable right out of the box. No long, painful break-in like these other brands, but they're not just comfortable, they're built to perform. So if you've been looking for the perfect gift for a hardworking man in your life, or maybe even just yourself, get him a pair of Brunt boots. Our listeners get $10 off their entire order with code O'Leary at checkout. That's bruntworkwear.com and use code O'Leary. Order today and let them know you heard it here on the show. You have a 10-day gap. On a short week after you just won 2 games in a row, I get starting Justin Fields in that game. I really do. But now you have a mini bye with playing on Thursday. This is the time where it's an easy transition. The Jets didn't draft Justin Fields. This isn't someone you invested a top 10 pick on in the NFL draft. And it's man, we're holding out the hope. And I don't think it was the right call, but I understand why Joe Douglas was we got to keep Zach Wilson around because he didn't want to give up on the number 2 pick and admit that he was wrong. But this is just money. The Jets just spent money in free agency on Justin Fields. And yeah, it was a decent amount of, decent chunk of change they tossed his way on a 2-year deal. But like I mentioned, this isn't someone you spent a first overall, second overall, top 10 pick, or first round pick just in general on the guy. This was looked at by pretty much everyone in the world that this is a stopgap option / hey, let's see. There's upside with his game. Can we get the most out of him? Clearly, that is not the case. And it's okay to say, you know what, we tried. It's just not going to work out. How the hell are you going to play against the Baltimore Ravens in 10 days with the offense that they've been playing with for the last month of the year? You can't compete that way. I mean, they hung around against Drake May and the Patriots this past week, but I think Lamar is an even worse matchup for the Jets than Drake May is. Lamar's going to run wild on this team and run wild on this defense. They could run up the score, and if they go up early, as we saw, once the Jets got down 13, they couldn't move the ball. They can't move the ball when they have to drop back and pass. You can't play a normal, regular offense with this quarterback. And if you want to see what Tanner Engstrand is as an NFL play caller, like, we're not evaluating to see if he could be Navy's offensive coordinator. We're evaluating to see if he could be an offensive coordinator in the NFL. I don't think Tyrod Taylor is a savior of a quarterback, but I mean, just, you got to do better than that. I thought the offensive line played pretty well last night. I thought Tanner Engstrand had a good opening script, and there's still points throughout the game where there's plays left on the field. It's just frustrating. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe here if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.